Welcome, everyone, to this edition of Talented Universe on the NDB Media Network. And today we have another guest from The Voice Season 28. We're so excited about that. But first, I'd like to say hi to my co-host for today. Liz, how are you doing this glorious Voice Day?
I am so excited and happy, and it's doing wonderful for the day. We're decent weather, not like thunderstorms you're having.
Yeah, so far I'm not having any, but I'm still waiting for some of those hurricanes to come up the coast. But we will
I
see.
thought they were already at you. Okay.
Well, theoretically, but I'm not feeling anything right now, so I'm happy about that. So
okay, good.
You just never know. But I would like to introduce our special guest today, Max Cooper III. Correct?
Yes, that is right.
Yes, the third. So, Voice Season 28. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're grateful that you're here. I'm going to ask my canned question that I ask most guests, and sometimes someone in the chat room beats me to it, and I get mad. But when you were in the blinds, do you remember what went on, or did you black out for a little bit and you didn't really remember what happened until you saw it on TV?
Yeah, well, totally. It was kind of like an out of body experience. I remember before being in that room that they showed, where I'm just like, I have like the jitters. I'm like, when I'm breathing, I walk out on stage and you hear next contestant. And that's the last thing I really remember. I remember little things here and there. Like I do remember Snoop turning and I was like, that's crazy. This is Snoop Dogg. What a legend. Here he is. And I remember when I was done singing, that's kind of when things started to come back, because I remember at the end, my hands felt all fuzzy. I really couldn't feel my hands. And I was playing the piano.
So you kind of went numb?
Yeah, because it was like, that's never happened to me before. I was just probably the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
Understandable. I'd be too.
Yeah. So, watching it on TV, I just, I forgot almost everything the coaches said to me until I watched it on TV again. And I was like, okay, that's right.
And then you remembered.
Yeah. Cause I had like my family asking me like, all right, what did they say? Like, tell me everything. And I'm just like, I really can't, cause I don't remember. I was just so in the moment, Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is so understandable. I mean, but do you remember when you got to do the duet?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You did remember that?
Yeah, I remembered, because I mean that was just, I remember just how funny it was when I told him I sang it. He's like, I wrote that song. Can I sing it with you? And I'm like, this is happening.
What?
Yeah. And then, he sits next to me, and I remember just feeling very comfortable because he's also a musician. So we both kind of just knew exactly what to do when someone should sing, when should he sing, when should I sing? And it just clicked. And that harmony, there was a harmony. It's like, I tried so very hard not to lose it. And then someone sang the harmony, and I thought it was Michael, but then watching it on TV, I noticed, it was Niall singing the harmony with me. I didn't even know. I thought it was Michael that whole time. So it's just crazy because all of the coaches are just such great musicians.
Yeah.
But I'm just very happy I went with Michael.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, when he said, I wrote that song, and I go, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna do something? And then he did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't take any more of Liz's questions.
Oh.
I will turn it over to Liz for a little bit.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you, Michael. But first, before we get into your backstory and your history, I need to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
About 12 years ago, I noticed on YouTube, of course, you had posted a bunch of stuff with you playing from a very early age on up. I came across one song, and I need to ask this because, one, you were born in Lawrence, Kansas.
Yeah.
And the song was written by Kansas.
Oh.
So you might know where I'm going with this. You might know where I'm going with this. You did Carry On My Wayward Son. Now, did you write it because you were from Kansas and appreciated Kansas, or did you write it because you're from Lawrence, Kansas, and Sam and Dean Winchester were from Lawrence, Kansas, and that is the theme song to Supernatural.
You're talking about like why I play on the piano?
No,
yeah,
why,
not wrote it.
yeah,
You
why
said
did you
wrote it.
choose that song to play on the
Yeah.
piano?
I remember that was the first song I ever heard from Kansas, and my uncle, he is huge into like classic rock. He was kind of the person that introduced me to it. My whole mom's side of the family growing up in Kansas, of course, he would know that song. So he showed me the song, and that was the first song where I really heard a guitar solo, and I was like, dang, I didn't realize that instruments could play this long without there being singing. Like, I remember that's one of the first things I thought. I didn't know that instruments, I think I was like 10 or something, and I didn't know that instruments could play this much in a song. So I was like, I gotta play this on the piano. And so, I played by ear since I was 3, and I remember playing that one was a real challenge because there were so many different parts to the song. But it was so cool that it also was Kansas that did the song. I look back sometimes and I watch those little covers I did as a kid, and I'm just like, it's so funny to see how much I've improved as a pianist. It's so funny. Like looking at Little Max, and I'm just like, dude, you're holding the pedal for way too long. It's so funny. Yeah.
I teach piano, which is one of the things that I found so amusing with you growing up was you wrote your first song about 5 on the piano doing it. And I'm thinking, for a 5-year-old, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
A little bit hard pounding, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. My technique was not there as a kid. I took my first set of private lessons when I was 7 at the Kansas City School of Music. And that's when my teacher, he had to kind of undo a lot of these bad habits I had. My fingers were very flat on the piano. I had bad technique. I was very stiff. I loved to pound on the piano like crazy, like you just mentioned. So he had to undo all those habits. It's kind of like I had to start over. He taught me classical, and that really helped my technique just skyrocket, basically.
With doing classical, what was your favorite piece to learn?
I started getting these. We played these pieces. They're called Bach inventions or inventios.
Oh, golly.
Yeah.
Teach that.
Two-part inventions. Oh, golly.
Yep.
And those are fun because you're like playing 2 separate parts. I mean, you're playing like the same part, but like, I don't know. It really gives you great hand independence. And that was the first set of songs that I like really enjoyed. And I started playing Chopin nocturnes. Chopin became one of my favorite composers. And then I played my first etude ever. That was my first like really hard, like fast piece on the piano. It's the, I don't know the exact opus or number, but it's called the Black Key Etude because it's like in the key of G flat, major, F sharp, some people would say. And that was just all in the black keys. And that was really, really difficult. But classical piano gets way more fun the more advanced pieces that you play. Because when you're first learning, like it's like, but then you start to play the really beautiful and, complex music, and it's awesome.
Can you stretch more than an octave?
I have like freakishly small hands. Like I can hit an octave fine, but to hit like past an octave, I don't. It's pretty tricky. I'm not great at going past the octave.
Hey, so long as you've got at least the range of the octave covered, you're fine.
Yeah.
And you can easily do the hand crossover for other things if you need to. So
totally.
You started playing this because your sister was playing it. Is that how you got into it?
Yes. So I always kind of had like music in my veins. Like before we even had a piano, I used to take out the pots and pans in the kitchen when I was about 3 or 2 years old. And I started playing a drum beat on the pots and pans, like acting like, this pan is like my snare drum and these other ones are my toms. And I started going like boop, boop, bop, and like making a beat out of it. And so my parents kind of knew then that I kind of had this like, natural music ability. And then they got the piano, and my sister was taking piano lessons, and what she played on the piano, I just listened and I just played it back. And so that's how I started playing piano.
And I bet she was mad that you did that.
For a while, yeah. I was the only one in my family that stuck with music. My parents aren't musicians. My sister Reese loves playing music. But And, you know, she's a great guitarist and everything, but us two, my sister Reese and I are really the only ones that kind of stuck with music. So she's still in high school, but I'm not as serious about it.
You know, it's funny you say you started out with pots and pans, and I'm actually surprised because you were so good with the beat and you said you liked to pound on the piano.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't choose the drums.
Yeah. So I took drum lessons for a little bit. A lot of people don't know this, but I do play the drums. I played drums in jazz band growing up, and I do love the drums. But I don't know. I love like melodies and stuff. I have near perfect pitch. I wouldn't like say I just love melodies, and the drums, as much as I love them, you just can't do that. But yeah, I just want to write melodies, really.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Well, I have heard some drummers that are singers as well, and definitely do, you know, the harmonies and stuff. I mean, going back as far as like Karen Carpenter and Levon Helm, you know, into, you know, other great artists moving forward. But yeah, you know, it is there, but it takes the talent to do that.
Yeah, and I love Anderson .Paak. He's another great example.
Exactly.
Wow, he's amazing. And you know, I love playing the drums. It's been a while, but you know, now since we're talking about it, I want to get back into it again. But yeah, I love the drums, and you know, there was a video even on The Voice, they showed me playing a little drum kit I got when I was like 3 or 4 years old for my birthday. So I do have a drum set, and I do play every few years, but piano just called my name basically.
Felt right to you.
Yeah.
And I totally understand that. You know, we kind of already talked about your teachers and all, and we know a little bit that Michael's music kind of influenced you, but who else influenced you to create the style that you have now?
Yeah. So, definitely, you know, Michael's the biggest one. He kind of got me into jazz, and my piano teacher noticed that I liked that. So he started showing me some jazz standards. So really, I started playing some jazz standards, and that's kind of what influenced me at first when I was a kid. And then I listened to Harry Connick Jr. He was great. Art Tatum was one of the best jazz pianists like ever, and I love his stuff. And a lot of people don't know this, but I went to KU for music composition. And so I am a big fan of movie scores. So I take a lot of inspiration from John Williams and Hans Zimmer. Weirdly enough. So I love adding not just jazz elements to my music, but like orchestral and classical elements. Like my most recent EP that just came out at the beginning of this year called The Overthinker. I added like a bunch of string parts that I wrote out because I love that classical influence as well. So yeah, those are some weird ones. I also love listening to video game soundtracks.
I want to ask you about that.
Yeah. And I actually love it so much. I just wrote music for my very first video game pretty recently. It was an indie game called Impulse coming out on Steam next year. But I take influences from weird places that people wouldn't really think of. Like people are like, what do you like to listen to? Oh, I love to listen to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, you know, like stuff like that.
Oddly enough, we have a fellow host on the network. That's his primary thing that he enjoys listening to is movie soundtracks.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them are absolutely wonderful, you know, and my husband is in orchestra, and that's what they do a lot of is the movie soundtracks, you know, with the big orchestra.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's really cool to see. You know, and you had mentioned The Overthinker, which I was going to ask you about. But on that, I believe just recently, you also dropped the single.
Yes.
Greenlight.
Yes, I dropped
about that and where to get it.
I dropped the single Greenlight that I wrote with my friend Trey Mutava on September 19th, and it's on all streaming platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, everywhere you can find music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Michael, I'm going to toss it back to you because I notice we do have stuff in the chat room.
We do have some stuff in the chat room, and then I'm going to follow up on what you just said, even though I told you I wasn't going to. And Marcia Middleton, hi Marcia, we all know you here.
Marcia.
And she says, hi Max, how did your family feel about being on national TV? And were they nervous about being on TV as well as nervous for you?
Hi, Marcia. Great question, and thanks for being here. I remember my family's reaction, and my dad especially was more nervous than I was, honestly. He's actually in like the not the entertainment side, but the broadcasting side of things. So he's a teacher at my old high school. And he teaches broadcast like video journalism, and like so he kind of has some experience in this industry, but more local. And so he kind of like he loved coming in and seeing the set and being like, oh, they're doing this and this. Like he loved like looking around at everything and seeing all the stuff that he knows, and like being on national TV, like in front of the cameras, he kind of just knew what to do. But I know my mom was really nervous because she can get camera shy. And so she's like, oh, I hate seeing myself on TV. So she was nervous about that when it was about to air. But then I remember when I went, my family couldn't get any sleep last night, or not last night, the night before my blind audition. They were like, we couldn't even sleep, and neither could I, obviously.
No, obviously, yeah.
And they were, it's just hard it was really hard to focus on anything those days leading up to the blinds. My family was very nervous, especially my girlfriend, which I would, it's just hard to focus and do anything when you're waiting to hear the news if I got a chair turn or not. That's what everyone said.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And Emily Angulo says, hi, Max. May I send you the biggest virtual hugs and kisses?
Thank you. Yes. Welcome. Thank you.
And then she follows up with saying, if you're not going to be a singer, what's your dream career?
So obviously, going on The Voice, that really is my dream, is to tour and sing. But if that wasn't what I was going to do, it's kind of something I'm already starting to do, is write music for like video games or movies or something like that. Just with that classical knowledge that I have. I think that even though I plan on going on tour, I still plan on writing music for more video games, so that like if I wasn't singing, I would be writing music for entertainment or something, be more in the background, or be like more of a ghostwriter. I love co-writing with people. I love arranging for people. I love writing sheet music for people. So that's kind of like if I wasn't a singer. But I feel like that's something, all those things I can do and sing. So yeah.
Now, I have a question about going off of your song release. I think it was Blue Light, correct?
Green Light.
Green Light.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the thing and it says, Michael says blue and it's green sitting at me. Now, you did a little video to promote it using a lightsaber.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
I am the biggest Star Wars fan on the planet.
Well, then how many lightsabers have you got? Because the person that Liz was just talking about has 8.
8, huh?
Isn't that about right, Liz?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, he has 8. All different kinds, all different colors, all different kinds. It's crazy. Yeah. So can you top that, or are you just starting out with your collection?
I probably have around the same amount of at least like nice, like good quality
lightsabers. Yeah, those are his too.
But I do have a lot of just extra Star Wars collectibles like around my room. Like over here, I have the dark saber. Up there, usually where my lightsaber is, I have Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. It's not there right now. I just made a video with it, but I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. Everyone I know knows that I am. Like I read the comic books. Like I know the lore. Like I'm a huge like. I like it a bit too much, if you know. It's like a hobby.
You can't like anything from Star Wars too much.
Yeah.
No. And it would have been great if we'd have known that when we were doing our review shows this last year on all the Star Wars on Disney Plus.
Oh,
because we were doing review shows of every single one.
Yeah.
And it got intense.
Yeah.
We had another singer that had been on our show, And he had told us he was a Star Wars fan. He ended up doing almost all of our review shows with us for this last year. So it was fun. It was fun.
If you do any more, let me know.
Oh, I'll let you know, because we're planning on it as soon as they release some stuff. So
just to let you know, just to prepare, Peyton Kyle, I don't know if you guys have done one with him yet, who was also on the show. He had his audition last week, is also just as big of a Star Wars fan as
Is he really? Yeah. No, I think he's on my list. I just haven't gotten him yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're trying to get as many as we can.
Oh yeah, totally.
But that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
But,
Michael, I have one question to
slide go right ahead
on that one in particular. Which one do you think is the best Star Wars movie?
Oh, that's mean.
Sorry, Michael.
Okay, so I think when it comes to film standards, I think that Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars film when it comes to film. But when it comes to like Star Wars, like when it comes to the world building and like the Force, and when it comes to just, I don't know, there's just I love Revenge of the Sith, and that's not an uncommon take from my generation either. Like, yes, it's like it's not perfect, but I love the lightsaber battles. I love seeing Anakin turn into Darth Vader. I don't know. There's just something about the prequels that I really enjoy. So,
I mean, that's perfectly acceptable, and I'm going to assume you've read all the books going up to that beforehand.
Yeah, I've read a lot of the comic books. The ones leading, like the Vader series that was right after Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually books too that tell the story going into it. But mine, as far I agree with what you said for a lot of the stuff, but mine actually is Rogue One. That a lot of people are in very disagreement with that. Some absolutely love it, some absolutely hate it.
Right. Yeah.
Michael, why are you laughing?
You'll see in a minute.
I see my father's comment.
Yes, exactly.
Force.
I'll throw it up now since we mentioned it. The Force is strong. The prequels are bad. You know it.
No, I love the prequels. I don't know. Just growing up with them, there's a lot that people don't understand about them, and that includes my father and his generation. They love the original trilogy so much. I could get into this. I'm very passionate about it, but we're here for the voice. So
true.
No. Actually, we do other things besides. People that have been on with us. They come on for one thing and they go, "You're talking about what? You're talking about what? When I was 12?"
Yeah.
So we go through a lot of things. So see, now I just got Liz to go.
I'm sorry.
Justin.
What he said just posted.
Oh my. Okay.
You're out of the will. Oh no.
Maybe he meant Liz, you and I were out of the will.
That could possibly be.
That might be, yes.
Well,
and not
the will of the Force, yeah.
Well, considering I'm a Cooper too.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Yes.
Yeah.
So that is too funny.
But I'll give it back to you, Michael, if you want. And you had questions that you still need.
Well, golly, here we go again. Yeah, he says, "Whoops." Okay. Funny thing is, they didn't finish.
That's my sister.
Don't even have a will. Okay. Yeah.
That is my sister.
That's your sister. Okay.
Yes.
This is what I was trying to put up, and then your sister stuck in. Your dad says, "I'm a school teacher. There's not much in
the
there."
will.
Well, yeah, that you tell about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I used to work at a school too, so I know. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to real life. This is Justin Fields says Max as young Luke Skywalker in the remake 2025.
Oh yeah,
that could work.
I would love to play Luke Skywalker. I've been practicing my lightsaber moves. I think I'd be perfect.
Well, there you go. But if it's young, you might not. Well, it depends when
it just depends.
About. Yeah. Talking about before he got to swing the lightsaber, but who knows? It's like whatever works.
Yeah.
I don't think if we talked about this, I'm sorry. I was probably looking at some question and laughing. Who are your main musical influences? Besides Michael Bublé. Did you say that, or is that a question?
Yeah, well, I said like I love
coming up. Yeah, you said Michael Bublé. Yeah.
Yeah, I said Michael Bublé. I also love like listening to music for movies and video games. I think I told you.
Yeah, I think you did. Okay, that's when I was doing the other thing. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. But really quick, I didn't say I really love Billy Joel and Elton John and Stevie Wonder and like piano influence. Artists.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I also really love funk music. So like, I don't know. Do you guys know the band Wolfpack?
I do. Yeah.
I don't, but I Liz is into more of things than I am. So.
Well, I love funk music. So, there's that too. I love a nice bass line. I love bass lines. That's like my favorite part of writing music.
I like the bass as well with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Now you said that you started taking piano lessons at 7.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you take lessons for?
With that teacher, Scott Smith from Kansas City School of Music, I took lessons with him until I graduated high school in 2020. So I was with him till I was 7, till I was like 18.
So about 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's how long I took lessons too. So that's interesting.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things, and I was playing so much all around for church functions, I got tired of it.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's just the way it goes. But what other activities when you're not writing songs, playing the piano, trying out new instruments, going back to the drums, excuse me.
Yeah.
What do you like to do? And not go things.
Well, what I really like to do, I like to go to the gym and work out. Really helps me, clear my mind. And a lot of people might ask, what music do I listen to when I work out? Great question. I don't listen to music when I work out. I listen to podcasts. I'm really weird. My mind, it's hard for me to I don't know. My brain is really weird. I love listening to music, but I also really just like when I'm on like a long drive or a long workout or whatever, I just like listening to podcasts, either music podcast or like true crime or something, So that's something I like to do. I like playing pickleball and, just playing a ton of sports. My family, we're not really a music family. We grew up watching a lot of sports and playing a lot of sports. I played basketball growing up and, I'm not great, but I love it. So
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, we've got about another 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm going to throw it back to Liz to do her final question or two, and then we'll sign off.
Yeah. You said you're not a big watching music stuff. Did you watch The Voice growing up, or some of the other shows that are on air about that?
Yeah. Well, I watched The Voice. That was kind of like my show that I watched it a little bit. The older I got, it was harder to keep track with it. But yeah, I mean, my family loved The Voice, which is why we freaked out when I went on the show.
What made you want to do that? Go on the show? Was it just because you'd watched it so long?
Yeah, I really just wanted a chance to show everyone that I can sing. I really wanted to get my name out there as an artist. A lot of people knew me as a pianist, but I wanted to show people that I can do more than just play the instruments. That I can sing, and I can write good music, and I come up with good arrangements that really fit my voice. And it really gave me some great, like validation that I can do this, and it's something that I'm going to do full time, and go on tour, write music, perform for people.
Okay, well, we definitely look forward to seeing you probably doing a duet with somebody else, maybe even Michael in the future coming up.
Yeah, again, that would be awesome.
Oh, wouldn't it though? I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you so much for taking your time, to be on the show. And yes, most definitely, we will hit you up when Star Wars comes around.
Oh, yeah.
So
thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure. So, Michael, I'm going to give it back to you.
Yeah, before we go, I just want to say quickly, tonight we have Deck of Hearts on at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific, we have Jazz McKenzie. And then on the 1st of October, we have Carolina Rodriguez from The Voice also at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So I just wanted to get that out there. And Max, thank you so much for coming. And I will be writing you when the next Star Wars thing comes out.
Yes.
And we would love, if you've got free time, we'd love to have you on our show. So.
Definitely. I would love to stop by again. Thank you so much for having me.
Everyone else, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.